Good evening, everyone. Tuesday night, a lot of basketball going on today. I have from Donovan Catholic, Olivia Conroy. Olivia, thank you for joining me after your game today.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
It's funny. I was thinking, you texted me when the game was over. Say it was running a little late. I was thinking that maybe I should start doing like post interviews with players because during soccer season, I interviewed Lindsay Lloyd after she had like an hour after she had the game. So. First, how did the game go today? You guys played Southern Regional, right?
Yes, it was good. We won by like 20 something.
All right. So what's your record now? 4-0, 5-0?
5-0.
5-0. It's a good start.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of expectations going into this year with the transfers, but we could get into that later on. First, at the end of last year with COVID, how did you find that adjustment? One day you're in school, the next day you're remote learning.
So obviously the adjustment was very difficult because we've never done like online school before. So from being like in that type of environment to being at home with like distractions, everything was hard. But when you took it like day by day, it got easier. Like especially now, it's easier.
Now, did Donovan last year? Every school is different. Now, did you have to like be on like Google Meets and Zoom for certain classes at certain times, or were you just given your assignments and told to get this done by the end of the day?
So we had like a schedule, so it was like a regular school day. So we had different teachers would do Zooms, some people would do Meets, but we always had like it was like class. Yeah.
Okay. Now the last question before we get into sports, do you think, since you went through it in the fall season with soccer, that gave you like a little bit of advantage basketball, knowing expect that, hey, one day Coach Jansen might call and say, hey, we're canceled today because the other team. Do you think that gives you a little bit of an advantage mentally prepared for the season?
Yeah, it definitely did because during soccer season, we never knew like when we were going to be shut down or like when we had to stop practicing for a day, 2 days. So I just learned like you can't take any game for granted. Like you have to have fun. You got to give it your all like every day, every practice, every game.
Yeah, especially with these condensed seasons, just play every game like it's your last, and then
Right.
hopefully your senior year next year, everything be back to normal. We'll have full seasons. I mean,
I hope so. I hope
the
so.
outlook for spring looks good. That right now they're planning on a full season, full postseason, which we haven't seen since last fall. So
I know. Hopefully.
now you play soccer and basketball, right? You do anything in the spring?
No, just soccer. Like it's like all year round except for like during school season.
Okay. How old were you when you started playing soccer?
I was 4 when I started playing soccer.
Yeah, it seems like kids start soccer much younger than basketball. How old are you when you started playing basketball?
I was 7.
7, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, it seems
7 or
right.
8.
I remember when my niece started playing basketball, she couldn't reach the hoop and she got frustrated.
Yeah, it's frustrating in the beginning, but it gets better.
Did you do any other sports?
Yeah, I actually danced and I played softball.
Softball.
Mm-hmm.
You have any sibling? You have a younger sister, right?
No, I have 2 brothers.
2 brothers?
Yeah.
Why don't you have a younger sister?
No, I don't. I don't have a sister.
So you 2 brothers? How old are they?
My older brother's 21. My younger brother's 15.
Do they play sports or?
So yeah, my older brother, he played basketball all the way up until high school. And my younger brother, he plays basketball too. He's a freshman right now, so he plays basketball.
Is he at Donovan too?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you 3 very competitive with each other?
Yes, especially when we were younger, we would always just play all the time basketball. Like they never played soccer; they were just all basketball people. But always with everything, actually, not even just sports.
Did they let you win?
No, never, ever. They would team up actually against me.
I'm sure. Did you beat them quite a few times?
Yes, of course I did.
Of course. Now, what have your parents and your family meant to you in your development and throughout the years?
So my dad has always been there for me through everything, especially for basketball. He loves basketball, and he would always coach me, especially when I was younger. Taught me all the fundamentals, everything. And for soccer, he doesn't know much about, but he would always play goalie when he had to, and I would shoot on him. Like always, anything he can do to help. And always just supporting me, going to every single game, taking me to all the practices. And my mom, biggest supporter, goes to everything, cheers me on, even when I don't even want to train. She would just she would like push me to go train. And I'm like, so the support from them is very good.
Now your dad's your AAU coach, right? Your dad coaches the
Yes.
AAU.
Yeah.
We'll talk AAU in a second.
Okay.
Who besides your parents, who are like role models? Could be famous or another family member. Or...
Yeah, honestly, like my role model is probably like my brother, because I would always like watch him play in high school. I was younger, so when I would watch him play, I was like, wow, like I really want to do that. I want to be like him. Like I want to play. And when he would play with his friends and stuff, I always just wanted to like I saw the way the players that they were, and I just always wanted to be like that.
If you have questions, are you able to like your brother help you out? Like if you have questions, or is he one of those brothers that leave me alone?
No, he used to be like that, but now that he's older, he helps me out a lot with basketball. He loves the game, and he knows the game very well. So he's always there giving me like that extra set of eyes, giving me some tips, watches all my games, always helps.
I think I saw him quite during the summer league, right? He was always at the Point Pleasant Summer League watching.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Yeah, he comes to every game. He loves
That
it.
that's great. I was that way, with my sister when she was in high school, with soccer and stuff. Make sure always there support and
Right.
and probably makes you feel good knowing that he's there, and I know that, and I'm sure he loves watching you play too.
Yeah, it's great. I love having him there.
We'll talk AAU before we talk PDA. So what's the current team you're on for AAU?
I play for Stars right now.
Stars, and your dad's the coach. Who are some of your teammates?
On Stars, like Faith Wavershack, Jackie Benvenuto, Lizzie Gillen, Michaela Madigan, players like that. Like we're all like a bunch of soccer players. So
yeah, you are,
yeah.
and Tom's River core too.
Yes.
I asked this when I interviewed Faith and Abby Alexi, during soccer season. What is it with Tom's River? You girls are obviously very competitive, but you're also always there supporting each other's schools when you're not playing each other. What is it with like Tom's River? Because I try, I go all over the shore, and you don't see it as much as you do Tom's River. Like when Tom's River North played in the state final, or whatever they called it this year. I saw Donovan Catholic soccer players, I saw Tom's River South soccer players, I saw Tom's River East. And, when I was going to South games, I saw Donovan Catholic players there. What is it with Tom's River that they're always supporting each other when you're not going up against each other?
So, like, I feel like we're all friends outside of it. Like, we all, like, there's a lot of best friends, like, a lot of people. I know that I have best friends on, like, North, South, East. So I always want to be there for them. I wish them the best. But when we play each other, it's fun. But yeah, I definitely love supporting them. And it's just everyone just wants to be there for their friends.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just friends supporting each other.
Yeah, I mean, I love seeing that, when I'm in, Tom's, no matter where I'm at, East, South, North, Donovan Catholic, you always see other Tom's River kids there.
You always see one of them.
Besides your dad, basketball wise, who else helped you, like coaches?
So actually, when I started off, I started with short shots with Coach Jim Passat, and he taught me a lot of fundamentals as well. And then my dad, of course, always. And then I went to the Bells for a season, actually. So Coach Mark Donnelly has helped me a lot. And yeah, that's pretty much it. There's always like people, obviously, like my high school coaches, everything else.
Switch over soccer. So you play for PDA, right?
Yes.
Who's your coach there?
Right now, currently, it's Coach Lowe Santa Cruz.
Okay. I was sitting with him during the Brick Township Cranford game, and all the PD. That group they were hysterical there.
Yeah, I know.
They're a good group. Who are some of your teammates on the PDA? Sure.
I have a lot actually. Like everyone in the shore, like literally, like Abby and Paige Abby Alexa Paige Sites from South. So many North girls. I won't even be able to name them all. But like Faith Wavershack, Jax Graham, like Gianna Pisa, Brandy Manna, Jamie Gertain, and then Donovan girls, Matt Hoff, Zoe Bates, Peyton Mira, and Maddie Moore from Colts Neck.
Yeah, that's a good. What is Tom's River? They've always even since I was younger, Tom's River's always been a hotbed for soccer, and
Yeah.
I don't know if it's because the size of their town, but their youth program, they always have a pretty good strong youth program,
Yeah,
and helps feed into the local high schools. So a lot
definitely.
of Tom's River girls on that team. Um, what other team before you were at PDA? What other teams did you play for?
I actually only played for TRFC before that
Okay.
because I went straight to PDA like right when it came to the shore, and
Yeah.
I was like in fourth grade, I think, when
Okay.
they came here. So I've been with them for a while.
Yeah, they do a really good job. Um, I love, whenever I take my niece to whatever clinic or whatever, it's just, it's just fun. And, they have, the coaches are
Yes,
so good with the kids too and stuff like
they
that.
are.
So,
They really are. They care a lot.
um, now moving to high school, you're in your junior year. When you were going in as a freshman, what are some goals you had, that you wanted to accomplish throughout, your high school?
So some goals I had, I obviously wanted to play on varsity. That was like
Mhm.
a major goal that I had for both sports. And then like for school, I just wanted to maintain good GPA and just stuff like that. Like, making sure I can get in the game and making an impact.
What is your GPA?
Right now, honestly, like I don't even know, like it's high, like
Uh,
3.9, 4.0, something like that.
yeah, so impressive. Your kids are too smart.
I think
Um,
it makes us better because we're so busy. Like we're like, now I need to do this, now I need to do that. Like we're set. Like we're
yeah,
not just laying around doing nothing all day.
yeah, it's definitely different. For me, it was either I was outside playing sports or I was playing video games. There was no schoolwork involved for me.
Exactly.
Um, Now, your freshman year, we'll talk basketball first. What were some highlights that you had, your freshman year in basketball?
Definitely my biggest highlight freshman year of basketball was when I hit that game winner in Wildwood for my team. That was amazing. That was like my highlight of my high school so far. But
You know,
that was fun.
I just recently saw that for some reason it popped up on Twitter, I think,
Mhm.
and I saw that it was like probably it was probably during soccer season, and
Yeah.
I don't know where I saw it, but I saw the clip, and I think I might have sent it to Jordan. I said, "Was Olivia a freshman there?"
Yeah. That was my freshman year.
um, Now, your friend for basketball wise, who were like some of the upperclassmen, or if you had a question or a problem, that you were able to go to that helped you along the way.
So when I was a freshman, I don't know if you remember Jada Carney.
Yeah.
She has helped me. She has helped me a lot. I didn't know her actually coming in, and she became one of my best friends. And Jordan, of course, we've been friends forever. So she's helped me with everything. Still does actually, even though. And then Paige Slavin, great leader. Carolina, Liv Parlow, Alex Shalosi, they've all helped.
Since you know Jordan for so long, do you think that kind of made you a little more comfortable? That
Yes,
you had like a friendly face, because I know
definitely,
playing
definitely.
varsity as a freshman, could be overwhelming sometimes. And
Right. I didn't even know that many girls like on the basketball team coming as freshmen because I came from North too, so
mhm.
like as Jordan. So coming in, like she introduced me to everyone, would help me. It was very nice to have like a familiar face.
Switch over to soccer. What were some goals you had or highlights you had, your freshman year in soccer?
Some goals I had was like I knew Donovan had like trouble but like in the past, but like we didn't have the best record like before coming in, so I just wanted to make an impact. I wanted to get us like at least like in the start freshman year all the way to senior year. I just
Mhm,
wanted to make our team better and like
mhm.
make an impact and like knowing Donovan had something fast, but I just wanted to make it good. I just wanted to make an impact to make it
It starts somewhere, and it starts with you just need a couple of good players, and you can start building a strong
better. Right.
culture. That and the key is to get the buy-in from the kids, the grades younger than you to keep building it. That's how programs start.
Right, exactly.
Um, Same question that I'm gonna ask for basketball. Who any upperclassmen that you were able to rely on for soccer or help you along the way?
Yeah, so when I was a freshman, Victoria Jolosi, when I was a freshman, she was a senior. She helped a lot. And Ella Johnson, she was a sophomore. She helped too.
Okay. moving to, last season, sophomore year, we'll stick with soccer. What was something you were looking to improve on, on the soccer field from your freshman to your sophomore year?
So personally, I wanted to make sure I can get like more crosses in because I'm an outside midfielder. So I feel that I was going like too much to the goal and like I needed to sideline it because I have a nice cross and I wasn't using it enough. So I feel that's something I really wanted to like bring into my game a little bit more.
That's good. Any highlights your sophomore year?
Um, we had good games. I'm trying to think. I did a couple good games. I had like 2 goals. That was nice. Against some team, Barnegat, we had a good game. Yeah, Barnegat was fun because they're always like tough and like competitive. So that was a good game. We ended up winning twice. Yeah.
I was at the Freehold game. Shore, was that Shore Conference tournament? The Freehold Township game?
Was that my freshman year?
Sophomore year. It was last season.
Freehold.
I think that was Shore tournament.
I
I didn't even realize you were on the team.
Yeah. Oh, really?
There's no like there was not all schools put rosters with numbers, and
Right.
it wasn't to basketball where I really knew who you were, and I only saw Donovan play soccer once, so I only knew the players that I saw teams a couple times. That game, it was a little ugly, that game.
Yeah, oh my gosh, yes, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, it was not that good.
But Freehold Township, they're one of the best teams
They're
in the
great.
state.
Most of them play on PDA. I know, so I
Yeah.
know a lot of them.
Yeah. Over to basketball for your sophomore year. What were some highlights you had last season for basketball?
So one of my favorite games when we went to West Hampton when we played West Hampton Tech in Burlington, that was a really good game because I felt that everyone was like to their full potential that game. We were great, we were gelling great, and we ended up winning, which was really nice. So I love that game. That was my favorite game.
Yeah, and they had a pretty good squad down there too.
Yeah, they were not bad at all, and it was a fun game. We did well.
What was something you wanted to improve on from your freshman year?
I wanted to get to the rim more because freshman year it was just a lot of like 3-pointer shooting spot up threes. So and then my sophomore year actually was like a bunch of layups, like all getting to the rim. So that was something that I really wanted to improve on from my freshman year.
Moving to this season, we'll talk soccer. Did you think soccer season was going to happen during the summer and as we're getting closer to the school year?
I thought we were going to have a season. I was very optimistic that we were going to have one. So, but I had no idea what it was going to look like no idea. I didn't know what practices were going to be like, games. I didn't know like rules, stages. I had no idea, but I did think we were going to have a soccer season, especially because it's outside.
Yeah, definitely an advantage. What I want to talk, what you not a lot of seniors on the soccer team, right?
No.
So you kind of in that upperclassman leadership role. What are some of the things that you're trying to teach the underclassmen?
So what I'm trying to teach underclassmen is that just not like don't get discouraged because like you could be down or you could be losing, you can't be having a good day, but like you always need to come back. Like you need to use that like as motivation to do better and focus on like the things you can control. Focus on that.
One game I was going to go to it, kind of regret not going to it, was the Trinity Hall. Unfortunately ended your season, but just talk a little of that game. Like you girls were up 2-1, and then they end up coming back in the second half. Just talk, the mindset, playoff, playing another short team. What was the mindset and what was your feelings after the game ended?
So that game was actually so cold, and it affected many of us.
That's why I didn't go because I think St. Rose played on the other field around the same time.
They did.
I was gonna go, and I was like, nope, I'm gonna stay home.
Freezing, like literally freezing, and it affected so many of us, especially that we were away. So we were on the bus, and we had to wake up early, and it was just a lot. It was affecting us, and I knew that it was, and it was really cold. But when we were playing, Zoe Bates had a goal to start, and then I finished one off of a corner kick, and we were up, and we were excited. We felt good, but then I think it was 2-1.5, right? Yeah. And then at the end they just got a goal. We just like didn't. We just gave up on D for some reason for a couple minutes, and then they punished us and they got a goal. But I know it was like, but it was frustrating. But it was okay because we had a good run, we had a good season. So next year.
Now, Zoe Bates, she's a sophomore, right? She's a sophomore. Yeah. We'll switch over. We'll talk basketball now. You just had a game. What do you think goal, this season, who knew what, postseason, there's no state tournaments. And first of all, were you a fan of the way they did the postseason for soccer? I mean, at least it was something, was my thought.
Yeah, at least it was something. So I just like make the best of it. It was okay. Like there's nothing I could do about it. So
that's really it, especially this time, what everyone's going through, just make the best of the situation.
Exactly. Just make the best of it.
What do you think about the postseason for basketball? The different, what the way the Shore Conference is doing it. I think I'm kind of a fan of it for the future. Instead of having one big tournament where the teams ranked 18 through 24 lose by 50 points. Break down to mini tournaments. And it seems like a lot of coaches are for that. Do you think that's a good idea?
I think it is. I think it's going to be a lot better, especially for like other teams who don't want to get blown out, don't want to or the teams don't want to play that. So I think it is good. I think it's positive.
And it gives, going forward, it gives also the teams, teams that, don't stand a chance against St. John Vianney, but could win their sectional in states.
Exactly. That's what I like about it.
It gives them a couple extra games to prepare before the states against, teams their own level, so I think, a lot of coaches seem to be like that. So you're probably the first player I asked that question to. I asked every coach during the interviews what they thought of it, but you're probably the first player I asked that. So what did a lot of transfers, a lot of hype this season. How do you feel the chemistry is going? I know you guys entered basically every summer and fall league there was, which to me, I think is an advantage because with COVID, they restricted how much practice time you guys had, during the summer. So it does give you a chance to get the chemistry with new faces. Do you think that helped, to start the season?
It definitely helped. I mean, we had one practice, but we still got to play like every week. We went to No Boys Allowed, and that was good. But Gabby Ross she's one of our transfers, and she was hurt throughout through the fall. So it was still like she was new, so like it was, I guess, another person to adjust to. But it definitely helped playing in the fall. It got us better, and like it was just extra practice more than 2 weeks to get together.
Yeah, it's a shame, you're one of the teams that it's a shame it's a condensed season with, potential, and what are some things you tried to, Jordan, everybody knows, Jordan's a pretty good leader, on and off the court. What are some of the things you try to take away from her that you could, carry on, for next year when, you're a senior leader?
Definitely, like what I love about Jordan, she's very vocal, off and on. She's always on top of things, letting us know what time practices are on text. Anybody has questions, she's first to answer it. So definitely those qualities. And she's always loud, she's motivated, she's like hypes us up all the time. So definitely those things. She's a great leader.
What are some of the things that you've learned from Coach Jansen?
Some of the things as a team or personally?
Either way.
Okay, so personally, he's got me to get to the rim a lot more, and we work on my shot all the time, foul shots, shot rebounds. He always box out, gotta box out. And as a team, just work together, Joe. He's great, as he always wants us to work together, get the next pass, and he does a really good job of teaching us that.
Yeah, and that's key too, especially having, new faces coming in, getting the team to gel and stuff. So that, it's a good mindset. Last question I'll ask about, school, next year, senior year, what are some of the goals you could tell me which sport you want to start with, but some of the goals, how you want to end your career at Donovan Catholic?
Okay, so both sports, I definitely want to take that leader role. And personally, for soccer, I want our team to make it further in states, Shore Conference. Hopefully we have it, but definitely want to make it further in that. And personally, I want to get better technical with the ball. So I want to finish more, take players 1v1. For basketball, I want to make it far in WOBM and then Shore Conference tournament. And for myself, I want to make more threes. I want to work on my threes a little bit more, and to continue to get rebounds and go to hoop.
Yeah, WOBM. It's always a fun event,
It's so fun.
especially with the Thames River area. That
It's
everybody.
so fun. That's something I missed this year a lot.
Yeah,
It was so
yeah,
fun during
yeah,
Christmas time.
yeah. Hopefully next year. Hopefully.
Hopefully.
You want to do some rapid random questions?
Yeah.
All right, all right. What's your favorite color?
Blue.
Blue. You're the
Yeah.
second person in a row to say blue.
Blue. Love blue. I've always had. It's been my favorite color since I was younger.
What's your favorite number?
Probably 11.
What's your basketball number?
11.
11. Is that your soccer number too?
No, actually, my soccer number is 5.
How about for PDA? What's your soccer? Is it
It's 27.
27?
Yeah.
What's your favorite TV show?
Grey's Anatomy. Love it. We watched it twice.
I wonder. Very few people have not said Grey's Anatomy, which is funny because how old that show is.
It is old.
I just find that funny that
It's
kids
still
your
going
age.
on.
I know that. When did it start? Like 04,
Like
05? Yeah,
like 17 years ago.
yeah. So I just find that crazy, that show that's been around as long as most of you kids have been born.
Yeah, I don't even think I was born when it first came out.
Yeah. What's your favorite movie?
I don't even have a favorite movie. I literally changes like every other day, but I like scary movies. So.
What's your favorite song or band or group or?
I like Justin Bieber. I love Justin Bieber. I don't know. I like a lot of his music. I always have. Again, ever since I was little.
What's your favorite subject?
Definitely like science, like anatomy, physiology, like all of that, psychology, bio, love that.
Subjects I would not be seen in. Last one of these. What is, you play basketball and soccer, AAU and academy. So when you do have free time, what is something other than sports that you like to do?
Whenever I have free time, I just always hang out with my friends. Like I'm honestly probably like ever rarely by myself when I'm with sports and stuff or with family. But I like to hang out with my friends.
Yeah, how do you find time with, PDA takes a lot of time and, AAU takes a lot of time. How do you balance that?
So playing AAU and for PDA, I have an advantage because my dad, he works around us. So because it's very hard for me. That's why the bells didn't work out. Playing on the bells, way too much.
It's basketball only for the bells. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So I knew that I couldn't do that. And I loved bells, the man, swan girls. I was playing with all of them. It was fun, but I had to just pick like priority and I had soccer. And so my dad works around that. So that's what's good about it.
And it's probably, it's good that you got a couple of your PDA teammates on your AAU team.
Exactly. That's why. And we're good too. Like Faith, they're very good players. Mac, Peyton Mira, she actually plays with us too.
Mm-hmm. So that's an advantage. So you are with the same group of kids, girls, all the time, which is great. We'll talk a little bit of future. Do you know, like, when you're looking at schools, what are some of the things you're looking for when you're looking at schools, like location, size?
So for location, I definitely probably want to go south, like summer warm. I love summer.
Get out of this winter.
Yeah,
I'm already over it.
Exactly. Yeah, definitely summer warm. And for size, I don't want it to be like a huge school like Penn State. I don't want it to be huge, but I don't want it to be like too small either. So I guess like a medium-sized school.
Okay. Do you know what you want to study?
I want to be a physician assistant when I'm older. That's something I want to do. So, something like science, something like that.
Okay. Well, you answered that question, what you want to do when you get older. So last question I'm going to ask, what advice would you give your younger self?
I guess I know don't give up is very cliche, but it's always, because it's so true though, like there's so many obstacles like in life with everything, and like you really can't just like give up something because something's not going your way. You just got to stick with it, like always, and like don't get discouraged no matter what's happening, and just keep going.
Okay. Olivia, thank you for joining me tonight after your game. And
Thank you.
when's your next game?
Thursday, it's senior night.
Senior night? Is it
Yeah.
against Southern again, or
Yeah, against Southern Home. Yeah.
these schedules are so crazy. I don't know. You could go
Yeah.
on NJ.com and
We were supposed to play Jackson Memorial this weekend, actually, but I think it's gonna get rescheduled because they got COVID.
yeah, I heard all that. So yeah, so hopefully that I'm looking forward to that game. So
Right. I
that's
think
gonna
we're
be good. And you got Manchester later on, right?
yeah, we do have Manchester. It's
And
gonna
that
be good.
that's gonna be an interesting one too.
It is gonna be interesting. I'm excited.
Yeah. So all right, Olivia, thank you, and good luck.
Thank you so
Rest of the
much.
season, and I look forward. If I don't get into any of the basketball games, I look forward to seeing you on the soccer field
Thank
next
you so
season.
much for having me.
No problem. Thanks, Olivia.
You're welcome.